All I know is when Brian was 12 years old, he spent a lot of time here.
I did.
Oh my God,
Oh
Brian.
my God.
There were a
On his
few.
chest, I think.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michelle Lee.
And I'm Joan Van Ark.
And I'm Donna Mills. And
And
We're
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 not
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 done
done
yet.
yet.
I think we're done now, but that was a good try.
I want to thank you all for joining us today. And I want to thank you for subscribing. You've been subscribing in big numbers, and we're very happy about that. We're happy to have you with us. And today, we have a very special guest, the man who played my son on Knots Landing, the incomparable Brian Austin Green.
I'm in. Let's do this. Let's go. Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Oh
Brian.
my God.
This is such a crazy, like I'd say blast from the past, but it's not, it's more than that. This
It is
is
more.
Yeah, it really is. So Joan and I, we've seen each other a couple times, or at least once, I think, since the
Tell
show.
me, because Joan's an idiot and needs
I
help.
No, I
Remember?
forget where it was, but we ran into each other at some point. But Donna and I, we have not at all.
Do you know
Oh, yes,
when
you
the
have.
last time we saw each other, Brian? At my
No,
daughter's 1-year-old birthday party.
that's
Oh
right.
my
I have
God.
pictures.
We
That's a
did.
couple years ago.
They're going to
We
show
did.
them.
Yeah,
How old is
that was
Chloe?
at your
Yeah,
house, right? You had
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you had the
And do you
party
know
and
that
everything all
she
set
had,
out on the lawn.
yeah, do you know that she has a baby now?
I know all of this is like,
I know, I know. Just seeing you just makes my heart just swell. Honest to God. The thought of seeing you and getting to talk to you and everything makes me so happy. All I know is when Brian was 12 years old and he was my son on Knots Landing, he spent a lot of time here.
I did.
He used to love to hug.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I remember
and now he's
I
even
was
more so.
I was
Sorry.
remembering when I used to sneak onto set, Donna, when you were doing love scenes, and I would hide in the corner and watch what you guys were doing, and that you saw me a couple times, and you were like, "What? Get him out of here! Why is he in here? This is not okay." I'd be like behind a plant, but Knots Landing. Knots Landing was an incredible learning experience for me. You all were unbelievable on that set. You made me feel so welcome. And I was this young, silly kid, running around. My mom was there because I had to have an adult with me. Um, every
How
time I
old?
go to the Sony lot now, I remember when it was the Lorimar lot and we were there doing that.
Yeah.
And I walk around the back streets and I remember watching other things film and films like Spaceballs and all these things when I was a kid on the lot. It was really magical. It was really
Well,
cool.
you were always so adorable and so good. I mean, for a 12-year-old, you were very focused. You were very with it, very, good in every scene that you did. And you had some hard stuff
I
because,
did. Yeah.
hold that whole drug thing with Olivia and everything, that was,
Yeah.
you know, difficult. And you just did a fabulous job and you were
The
always so
thing
much
the thing that
fun.
was crazy about it is I had never that was for the most part, that was the first job I had done.
Yeah.
Was
Knots
it?
Landing.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
your
I mean,
first?
I had done a bunch of
Commercials.
commercials and things leading up to it, but Knots was the first like full time. I mean, full time for a kid. I was in 2 days a month, 3 days a month. I'd walk by with a dog or with a candy cane, or do little things like that. um, but I learned so much. You all were so incredibly kind and
That's a new one.
just welcoming and sharing. No, but I mean, you should absolutely know that it was an amazing experience for someone, especially as young as me, being there, because you all were established. I mean, you've been doing the show for a while. My mom was a massive fan of the show
Oh.
when I signed on to do it. And I remember when I got the audition, she was freaking out. She was like, "Oh my God, Knots Landing!" I was like, "I have no idea what this is." And I remember going in, and I didn't have lines to read. I didn't have anything to audition with that way. It was, I just sat at a table and played. And I remember they kept saying how much I looked like you, Donna. And I got out of the room, and my mom was like, how'd it go? She was all like jazzed about it. And I said it went fine. Like, we made puzzles and did stuff, but they said a few different times that I looked so much like Donna. She was like, "Oh my God, that's Donna." Like, she was just out of her mind excited by the fact that I was.
You get 90210, right?
Excuse me?
It wasn't it one of the platforms that help you get your job?
It was, yeah. It was because of Knots Landing, I ended up doing a bunch of teen magazine stuff when I was a kid. And when Tori knew that her dad was casting for the show, because I was in all the magazines and all the stuff, she was like, "Oh, you should meet with this kid, this crazy guy." So yeah, it was absolutely a part of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
What?
Yeah.
What
And that
scene?
was a big, you were on that for how long? 90210.
10 years.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Knots,
Yeah.
how much?
4.5.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you warmed up with Knots, and there you went, and the rest
Yeah.
is.
I still, like, when I'm doing conventions or I meet people, it's amazing how many people remember me from Knots.
Oh my God. And you don't exactly look the same.
No, you
I
don't. Yeah, when you say it looks you and Donna, was your hair dark then or more blonde? Because
No, my hair was a little more blonde, but I just had I had a really really round, soft face. I mean, I was young, I was. I'm sure Scott will find some good pictures of young me doing
young
the show.
you.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I gave
Japanese.
him a lovely picture of you and I dancing.
Yes,
I think it was at
which
one of
I
my
have, by the
weddings.
way. It's at one of the rap parties. I had a suit on, and it was one of the only times I had worn a suit. And I remember I was like,
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
I was so uncomfortable because I was like, "Oh my God, people wear these things." And then Don and I were dancing, and it was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I still have that picture.
Yeah.
What scene jumps out to you if you think of, the 4 years, and what might be your favorite, or what is the strongest memory? What
There were a
scene?
Donna's
few.
chest, I think.
Yeah.
What
Every
is-
time my head was buried in Donna's chest.
Yeah.
There was one scene I remember Donna and I sitting in a car after, was it before I got beat up or after? Yeah, it was before I got beat up, and the drug dealer was getting envelopes of money from me at the school, and I didn't know what was in them, and we had a whole conversation about it, and I was trying to make you feel better about what was going on with Olivia at the time. Like, you knew she was on drugs. I was too young to really understand it. I just knew, like, oh, this guy is getting envelopes from me and things. So we had that scene in the car, which I remember felt great because that was one of the first like big scenes that I had on the show. I remember getting my ass kicked on a bus. And I remember us singing in the limousine last scene as we were driving away.
Oh, is that the very, very last at the end of the 14 years?
There's pictures of that too, and I've tried to get them, and I can't get that one. There's you and I, you looking as adorable as ever. I have on a pink suit, pink jacket, and it's.
Isn't it funny how you always like one of the memories you always have is what you were wearing in situations like in. Somebody mentions something and right away my mind goes like, oh my God, I remember this jacket that I had on, and then this belt and the shoes were killing my feet that day. Like, it's always that stuff that
That's
sticks
the
with
stuff
me.
that brings back the memories. Because the
It is.
interesting thing is, we've been doing this now for a while, and people write in and stuff like that, and they remember scenes and things that we don't remember
It's
ever doing.
unbelievable. We have fans of 90210 that remember what we were wearing, where we were, what was being said. They know all of the details, and I never watched the show. I don't know if you guys did. You watch Knots Landing when you were doing
No,
it? No.
no,
I
no.
did every Thursday
Did
night,
you?
10 o'clock, every single one.
Fantastic. So you're one of the reasons why it lasted so long. Good for you, Michelle.
Yes.
So I never watched 90210 because they were 12 to 14-hour days shooting, and we were shooting 5 days a week, and we were shooting a lot. So the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was watch the show,
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
I'm
the
not a
days
big
were
fan of
long and
watching
exhausting.
myself
And
anyway.
Yeah, I am super critical of myself.
Yeah. Me
Whenever I
too.
watch myself, I'm cringing through everything, going, "Ooh, that didn't work. Oh, that was terrible. That was a bad choice. Don't do that again." And then I go on to something else, and I think I make better choices. And then I watch back, and I go, "God, I feel just as terrible now
what
as I
sign are
did
you? What
on the last
sign?
one." I'm a Cancer.
You're
Do
a
you
Cancer.
remember,
Oh,
Brian?
Me too.
What?
are you really?
Is your mother or someone close to you or was close to you June 24th?
No.
Is what?
Was one of your ex-wives June 24th? I think so.
One of
He's
my
gonna remember that.
ex-wives.
I'm June 24th. And
No,
someone
I
is. I
have
read it somewhere. I don't remember.
my fiance now. Her birthday is June 21st. My
Oh,
youngest, his
right
birthday
on the
is June
cusp.
28th. Yes, right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Me too.
My ex-wife, her birthday was May 16th.
How many
I can't believe I still
ex-wives
remember.
did you have
Just
then?
one.
That's right.
Stop
Isn't
speaking to
she
me that
June
way, Michelle. Come
24th?
on now.
I
Just
just said
one.
I'd get a little stuff going. Hey, one thing, Tori Spelling. Okay, you
Yes.
said
Yeah.
something uh, a few minutes ago. She said to her dad, for those out there who know Tori Spelling and Dad, Mr.
Yes.
Spelling.
Yes.
She said, I want you to meet this crazy kid.
Yeah.
Why at that point did she think of you as a crazy kid? What were you like then? How crazy were you then?
I say crazy joking. She didn't say that, but she was. I mean, I was in all of the teen magazines at that point. We were doing all the Teen Beat road trips to San Diego and all those silly things. So I was in all of them, and everyone I was
Yeah.
hanging out with, we were all in the business. It was
Excuse me,
myself.
that's my doorbell.
Oh my goodness, it could be a delivery.
Well, you
It's
can't.
probably Michelle
It could be
Phillips.
one of your ex-husbands.
No, it's the
Hello?
flowers I sent to you for the birthday.
I was
There's
going to
just
send an
Wyatt
edible
Street.
arrangement, but it's too
edible
hot
arrangement. That's
outside.
good. Yeah, with the fruits, so to
Exactly.
speak. Yeah,
Yeah.
not those are the ones
Life
you were
is so much
delivering.
fun. You never know
It's-
what's going to happen.
You never know
I'm
what's
not
going to show up at your
answering my
door.
doorbell.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You'll open
Sorry
your door
about that.
later and you'll go, "Oh my goodness, what a surprise."
Yeah, sorry everybody, but hey,
In talking about things that we remember and don't remember, I looked at a lot of stuff, knots and stuff like that, and there are a lot of
God, Donna,
things
it's
that
so good to
say
see you
that
right now. I'm
you.
sorry. I'm just blown away talking to you right now. I love you so much, and it's so great.
you have
This
a
is
crush on
this is
her
such an
now.
amazing opportunity. It just
Yes.
really so Donna held a very special place in my heart when I was a kid. I used to send her Mother's Day cards,
Oh,
even after we were done, just because she was so special to me, and the hugs were like, I've always loved hugging people, and I've always been really physical, but Donna was my mom when I was there, and made me feel that comfortable, that all I wanted to do was hug her and hold her hand, and speak to her and be around her. And so when you would invite me to your house for things, it just meant the world to me.
Well,
I don't think
Wow.
you know how much of an impact you had on myself, and I'm sure a million other people that you worked with, but you really
That's
did.
so beautiful. That is so
Oh,
me
gorgeous.
too, but
thank
she
you.
never lets me hold her hand, ever.
And she smacks me. She's
Yes,
and
indeed.
did so what on the set, having a fun and games with where everybody lined up and smacked Abby,
Yes.
aka Donna
I
Mills.
don't think Brian was one of the people that smacked me, though.
No, he would
No,
never smack you.
I
He would
didn't.
smack you in a different way, hug and kiss to mom.
Yeah. Well,
Just
you were just a joy to have on the set. A kid actor can be a pain in the ass,
Oh my God, can they ever?
but
can
you
yeah.
Don't
weren't.
work
You
with
were,
kids and animals like and you had to work with both. I had a dog on the show, so you were like, fuck it. It was just double. It was double crap for you.
but no, but you were always, so good and professional and sweet, and you were just a joy. And when we knew we were going to be able to have guests on our podcast, Brian, let's have Brian. I think.
Brian, have you seen any of the comments? Because this has been on since I believe April we started our podcast and things. So have you had feedback from people saying, "Well, I'm watching Knots and loving you," and on and on and on, things like that?
No, 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 no.
Because it's on Amazon Prime now.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I think that's one of the really cool things that's coming out of streaming is that people get to watch these things that were way before their time or didn't exist and yeah, they're seeing different versions. The music has changed on some of them, and there are some changes that are made. Um, but it's really cool, like running into people now that are like, "Oh my God, I saw you." I Since the Fantastic Four film came out, I've been signing all of those vinyl pop things for the character. So I voiced one of the original characters in the cartoon before the films came out. And so all of a sudden I'm signing these vinyl pops, and it's like, how did you know that I was on this? It's like, oh, it's all back out in the world now. It's
The
it's
fans know
But
unbelievable.
that's kind of
everything.
wonderful.
Yeah,
We can one can revisit. People
for
have said
sure.
on the comments, how there were details they didn't remember, and they
Yeah,
some people have
Yeah,
watched it 3 and 4 times,
yeah, for
since it
sure.
started in April,
Yeah,
which
So
shows there's an
important.
audience. There's an audience and a hunger for being able to see this, and I
nostalgia,
think it's
man.
been
People love
not.
it.
I know, and I think it's helpful now as we all kind of try to re-inform ourselves and see what the new normal is, the AI and
Yeah.
all of the
We're
short.
navigating a strange time right now. So
Yes, yes, the
I think that the
transition.
more comfort we can find in the simplicity of what life was
Oh,
before,
Right.
the
And
better.
and genuine.
Yeah.
Genuine, the same
yeah,
way
family.
you and Donna are, just in this conversation.
yeah.
The fingers on
There's a
the.
quote that somebody sent in, and this is a perfect time to tell it to you. Um, it made me tear up. The guy said he loved knots, he watched it all the time, and he hoped to live his life and treat others like we did on knots.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I
I
mean,
We need it. We
Well,
still
wow.
need it.
this one isn't as emotional as that was, Donna, but something I saw and wanted to keep in my mirror, which I check every once in a while. Um, you can do it happy, sad, sacred, tired, robotically, or with feeling. Just do it. I love that. It's like one way or another, connect, be
Yeah.
together, share, help each
Well,
other.
that the
What was
military's outside. Go
Oh,
away.
oh,
Go
Jesus.
away.
get
I
That's
out
not
of
so
here.
funny,
Be a
Michelle.
phone.
what the world offered people before was it was slower paced in a
Yes,
sense that
the rhythm.
people were more responsible for the choices that they made and the way they were with people. I think everybody talks now about, oh, so and so nice, or it was such a nice experience. But I think back then, the world was a kinder place.
Oh,
For
I think
sure.
people, whether someone was watching or not, um, it was at a slow enough pace where they were really concerned about
Each
who they were and
and were
how
to others.
and how that affected people. I
Yeah.
think, I think the thing that's interesting is if you are a, a kind individual, then you will naturally be kind to others. It's not something that you try. It's not like all of a sudden when I'm in a room full of people, I go, oh, okay, now it's time to turn on the kind, the nice me, that, be nice to people. So you're always in that state and in that place of being. And then no matter where you, like, if I run into people out at a restaurant, I've had a really crappy day and I'm not in a great mood, I'm still kind. It doesn't mean that I have to put aside how I'm feeling in the moment. Um, but I still consciously try and approach life just with a sense of kindness. Yeah, and it's these simple little things. It's the little ways that you used to smile, Donna, when I would see you, or you, or Michelle or Joan. The same thing. Like, it was very. You guys were all very
Available.
very available, but
I'm
like in a
still
very
available.
in a. How
Oh,
many ex-husbands do you have, by the way, Michelle?
Not really any, but
just
Not
one
really
dead
any.
one.
That's the problem. No ex-husbands.
I
How
know.
many ex-boyfriends do you have? That's the question.
Oh,
oh,
you mean
Yes,
Michelle Lee,
exactly.
not Karen Fairgate.
oh yeah, Karen Fairgate.
Yeah. No,
Forget it.
not her, not
Don't
her.
Totally
do
different.
nothing.
We're on to the
The
So I
real
thing,
life.
think I think this was I think when Knots was on, even when 90210 was on in the early 90s, this was a much kinder world to be in. It was pre-internet. It was
oh,
people, they were learning things from books. Like, I still have my set of encyclopedias from when I was a kid. And
oh,
Google is the new encyclopedia, and nobody's buying
I
books
know.
Oh,
anymore to get
I
information.
know, and that's not healthy. That's not
Yeah.
healthy.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not that it's healthy or not. It's that people haven't found a healthy way to live within this new
Framework.
world
Yeah.
that we're in. And we're still kind of blindly figuring it out. And we're at a place now, especially with AI, where it is just like it's moving so fast.
Yeah, it's
Don't you
Mach
The
don't you
world
speed.
is
worry
Mach
about
evolving
your
so
Mach,
fast.
Mach
don't you worry
speed.
about your kids and how
Oh,
it's going to
all the
affect
time,
them?
all
I
the
worry how it's
time.
going to affect my grandchild. He's just a little baby. But
The thing that's hard is figuring out, though, the healthy way of navigating it, where I don't, I've already gone through the period of, oh, I want to keep my kids away from devices. And then you start realizing, like, okay, I get that. That's a healthy way of looking at it, but I am hindering my kids if I keep them away from devices too much, because this world
Is
now
that?
operates on devices. It
Yes.
operates off of touchscreens and pads. You have to be technically savvy on some level
yeah.
to exist and work with the world. So it's like finding the balance of keeping maybe social media away, but making sure that my kids still have access to devices and those things so they're not left in the dust.
it really has to do also with how young they start that. Any young child should not be looking at a screen, not
It's
any
true.
screen. I sent my daughter to Waldorf school, and
Yeah.
at Waldorf school, they're not allowed to look at any screens, television, anything until they're 12. And everybody
Right.
said, oh my God, she'll be so behind. She won't know how to do a computer and blah, blah. Well,
Right.
except,
Yeah.
she knows how to do everything, but
Yeah.
she didn't have
I
a
think there are
screen until
certain
she was
ways to
12.
like navigate it. It's not an easy, it's definitely not easy. Raising
It's a
kids
different, it's
now in
a
this
different
time is not
path.
easy.
Oh, hard.
different path, a whole different path.
Yeah.
I mean, I have five. My oldest is 23 and my youngest is 3. So I've been through,
Whoa,
yeah, I know.
a fan.
And I must be
I've been through,
104.
I've been through all of it. Like, so I've seen, Cassius, my oldest, when he was born and I was
Oh, I
raising him,
love that name.
iPhones didn't exist. So I've seen through him the advancement of everything and the changes of everything. And now, Zane, my 3-year-old, can navigate games that he wants to play on an iPad when he's sitting faster than any, like he knows exactly it's unbelievable what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's true.
How do you pick these incredible names for your children? That's you.
A lot of drugs, Joan. A lot of drugs.
See, that's a help for all of us and all of us.
It's amazing what names heroin can come up with.
Grief. Not my
Tell our-
son, please.
No.
Tell our
Kidding,
audience a
kidding.
little bit about your kids. I read, did we freeze? Maybe
No.
we did. I read a little bit about your kids. First of all the names are incredibly brilliant.
Yes, that's
And
incredible.
also the things that I read a little bit about the kids because you were coming on. And I thought, that's interesting. I wonder what they're like. They're all, well, first of all, some of them are so gorgeous. Forget it.
Yeah.
They have good hearts
They do.
and they had
They
good
do.
parents because what I read said a lot about what you're talking about. And that was a nurturing beyond and understanding the other soul, your child, and accepting the child for who they are without all the restrictions and putting all the stuff we tend to put on people. So
I feel like parenting is, because I've now done it 5 times. So
Oh.
I've learned a lot as I've been going. And when you have your first baby, there's that excitement of like, oh, I want to bring him up loving the same things that I love, and I want to have all these things in common and all of that. And then you quickly realize that your kids are who they are. You play a very small role in influencing who they are, what their passions are, what it is they love doing, what they find, what their own characteristics are. I genuinely feel like the only responsibility of a parent, or one of the only real responsibilities in parenting, is raising morally good people.
Yes.
So I don't care what it is you do. I don't care if you if you're creating window coverings, or if you are a gardener in the yard, or if you're an actor. Just be a good person while you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's all I
Now
care
more
about.
than
Just
ever.
be a,
Now more
be
than
a
ever.
positive part of society.
Yeah.
That's
A
it.
kind person, a person who cares
Yeah.
about others, a person who does good for others,
Yeah.
does good in
Yes,
the
Brett.
world.
And all my kids are they are very aware. They don't just say please and thank you because they're taught that's what they're supposed to be doing. They mean it.
Yes.
When you do
bravo.
kind
Yes.
things for them, they say thank you because they mean it. Thank you so much for you. They open people, it was just Noah's birthday, and opening presents. It didn't matter the size of the present. It was the thought that went into it, and the excitement that came when Noah would open these things of, thank you so much, and this is so amazing, and oh, this blanket's so warm, and
Grateful. Grateful.
yeah, just so grateful. It doesn't take a lot. It's honestly, I think it's the quality of time that you spend with kids, not the quantity. It's like, it's when you're with them that you are 1,000% with them, and that they know the place that they hold in your life
Yeah.
and in your world,
And that
and
they,
that they're not second to anything. My kids are not second to anything.
yeah. So
Like,
that
I love work, but I've chosen to work in Los Angeles, honestly, as much as possible. I did for years, until finally it's just gotten to the point where it's like, if you want to work, you have to be willing to travel. But it kills me. It kills me
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've always tried to work here in town.
It's really nice, Brian, as your mother to see what a good parent you've become.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
mom,
You
yeah,
know,
mom,
I
mom
mean,
got it
it
started.
really makes my heart sing, really.
It's the influence though of everyone, of my parents, of you all, of all of the all the experiences that I've had in life. I always tell people that I didn't learn from my successes in life. I learned from my failures.
Wow.
I learned from things that didn't go well, because those are the things that make you go back to the drawing board and go, that didn't work.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do this time?
Yeah.
I want to try it different and see if I can figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Successes, you go, oh my God, what's the saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you don't mess with it. You go, oh, it's a great thing. It's working. I'm just going to keep doing what
Yeah.
I'm doing right now because
And
it's
also, what
absolutely
you have
working.
had is music, and you still have music, and that's
Yeah.
the world is missing
Yeah.
music. I mean, think of it, they've taken out of schools, no matter
Yeah.
where you go.
Yeah.
We need music so much, and I love that you still hang on to. How many instruments did you play?
I play drums, piano, a little bit of guitar, bass.
Mm.
I mean, for the most part, rhythm instruments. My dad's a drummer, so
I was
I
just
grew
going to
up.
say, are your
That.
parents in the business at all?
Yeah,
Performers?
so I grew up going to performing arts schools to play music, to be a drummer. I always thought I was going to be a drummer in a band. And one of the kids that I rode the bus with to school in elementary was doing commercials at the time.
Whoa, well,
And
that's great.
my
That's
elementary school was on the USC campus. It was a performing arts school right across from the Shrine Auditorium.
wow.
And so I was just studying music. And student directors used to come from the campus, from USC, to have little kids come and do these projects on weekends for their like graduate projects. And I did 4 or 5 of those. And that was really fun. And then this kid that I rode the bus with always had toys and money. It's like, oh my God, are your parents rich? He was like, no, I do commercials and stuff.
Oh,
And I was like, I didn't know that that was possible. Like, I didn't know that a normal person could be on television. Television to me was this like magical box that you had in your house. And people either lived in that and they made things, or they lived in the world with me and then they just watched that. You know, I didn't realize that, oh, people just were hired and all of a sudden there were cameras and that's how it worked. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I ended up going and meeting with his agent. Nobody in my family had ever done it. And I got really, really lucky. I was really blessed. His agent signed me for commercials and theatrical. And I'm now 52 and I've been working. I started when I was 9.
what
I've been in
agency?
SAG. I've been in SAG longer than my fiance's been alive.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, but
And
now,
are you doing a movie now? I know you were just out of town.
I just finished one. I did one in Spain,
Oh,
in the
wow.
mountains
nice.
of Spain. It was unbelievable. We were 3 hours north of Barcelona,
Mm.
Oh,
and it was this really cool project where there was no dialogue at all. It was yeah. It was. Remember that movie Quest for Fire?
yeah.
Remember
Oh,
that?
oh
So it's
my
this, yeah.
goodness.
So it's this journey of this character, and you're watching the film trying to figure out why he's doing what it is he's doing.
Uh,
It
Oh,
was
what a
really,
brilliant
really cool.
idea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah,
Nice.
definitely, definitely. What agency are you with?
I'm with APA.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, A, B.
Yeah.
Always
ABA.
perfect asshole.
And didn't
Yeah,
you do a podcast also, Brian?
I still do one.
You
Yeah,
still
which
do it.
you should come on, Donna. We have we're in studio.
Yeah.
It's called Oldish. It is myself and my fiance and Tori Spelling's younger brother, Randy,
Oh,
who's been a life
Randy.
coach. He's been a life coach now professionally for 17 years. He lives
Oh
in
my.
Portland.
Wow. Didn't you do another one too that was called, I think, with Brian Green, Austin Green?
I've done a few. Yeah.
Ah.
which is
that's
why I'm like helping you guys with like placement on the screens and Zoom and all that stuff because I've done all of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Bag was my podcast partner lives in Mississippi, so we'd call each other once every other week. We weren't very consistent, which is why the show kind of it lasted. We did 5 years of the show, and then it
I was going to
kind of
say it was
disappeared.
on a while.
It was on a while,
Yeah.
and
that
we our format was we didn't speak to each other at all until we did the show. And we literally would start
Oh,
recording at the point when we would talk. And it was an hour of us catching up on life and school and our kids and films and things. And it was this really kind of fun, entertaining,
great idea
silly
also.
hour of just kind of catching up. And
But
Yeah.
it was really
what's the
fun.
backstory for the two of you getting together? When you say you didn't
He
have,
was he was podcasting like early in the days of podcasts, and I did a show called Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles that he did the official Fox podcast for. So I ended up doing a couple episodes of that, and then I was a guest on Smallville, and he was the official podcaster of that.
Oh, yeah.
So I ended up doing like 4 episodes with him of the show, and then he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?" I was like,
Yeah.
I love it. Will
"Sure,
you
I
marry
guess."
me?
It's
Yeah,
like
I was like, "I don't know
our
how this
producer
works."
Scott says to us, "Oh, just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
like, well,
fine." And
wait,
we're
what do you
going,
mean?
"What are we going to talk about?"
So we come from the age though of film and like everything having a format and being put together a
A
certain way, and all of a
pattern.
sudden we're
Yeah,
now in this new world where it's like people just want to hear you guys talk.
I know.
And
It's
They want
share.
amazing
to
to
hear the
me.
three of you talk about what it was like, doing Knots Landing, what it's been like living in this world that we're in, and you all have seen this change from what the business was
To
to what it
now.
is now.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting perspective, and the fact that you all three still talk is unbelievable.
But
I can't. There's no. I totally understand why people they love this podcast and why they listen to it, and now they're watching it, and why they're so drawn to it. It makes perfect sense.
Everybody hit subscribe out there, by the
Yes.
way,
Oh,
and
that's right.
Subscribe
We're
and
supposed to
like
tell them
and
that.
You know,
Oops.
I've got to tell you, we're doing so because you were talking about the beginning of a podcast, and I was saying we're going through the roof. I got to say, they
that's amazing.
just love seeing people who were family together,
Yeah.
who they knew as family,
Yeah.
and could, as you just said, not just remain friends, but we're closer. We are.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
For
closer.
sure. It's like you guys
Oh,
created real relationships because you had the time to, and it was the time within the world to do that. And people really they nurtured those
Yeah. And when
relationships,
you
and
think
they're
about,
not so nurtured now.
yeah, there were seasons, years where we did 35 episodes.
So did
And
we
There
we
on
was
spent
no
a lot of
90210.
time
was
together.
hardly any hiatus. It was
Right.
20 minutes and back on to
Yeah.
the next season.
On 90210 we had it was about a 2 month hiatus
Well, that's
because we were doing 35 episodes a season
Oh
also,
we
my,
which
had
is
some
my.
long
crazy.
ones also,
Same thing.
Yeah.
just like that.
Same
Were
Tell
you
thing.
me
guys
about
doing double episodes where you had two crews and scripts and two
We
directors and
tried
everything,
not
and
to
you'd go back and forth?
a few times, but it was very unhealthy.
We
It
did
wasn't
that for
good for
seasons
good
at a
work.
time. Completely unhealthy. It's one of the reasons why I am still as much of a mess as I was then,
Oh
Michelle,
my
because we
God.
were doing those
You're
double
thinking
episodes.
backward and forward and yesterday and today. And did I
Thinking? Who
wear
was
that
thinking?
before?
I was just showing up as a zombie, and they were like,
Right.
"Stand here, and this is the scene." And I had no context for anything I was doing. It didn't matter at that point.
I'm going to bring up something very poignant I read about you
Oh
and
no,
Stan Dougherty, who passed away.
Doherty. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Was I pronouncing it wrong?
Doherty. No.
Doherty.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. I know that you ended up being very, very close friends.
Yeah,
And you know, and for audiences out there, a lot of people knew that she had a very stage 4, pretty bad cancer.
Yeah.
And she let the world know that after a while, but I think you knew it before the world did,
I
correct?
did. Yeah. Yeah. So Shannon and I, we were friends well before 90210 because of all of she was doing Little House, and then she did Our House with Wilford Brimley. I was doing Knots Landing. So we were all going to these same teen events when we were younger, these kid events. Um, so we knew each other for a long time. So at the point when we did the pilot for 90210, we were like, oh my God, finally we get to work together. When we lived not too far from each other. We talked all the time. And when they asked us to come back and do the reboot of the show, she really didn't want to do it. Luke had just passed. He had a stroke. He was my age. He was 52.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, right. So, Shannon was in this place where, yeah, she was already stage 4 at that point.
Oh,
And she didn't want to do the reboot before then. And I remember I had a conversation with her at Luke's wake. It was a wake that was for him. And we were talking about it. And I said to her, I said, listen, I think for you, the closure of coming back and doing this with the way her run on the show ended, with all of that, with Luke passing, I said, I think that this is going to be a very healing experience for you. I said, I've got you. I said, I know it's going to be difficult. I know you're going through a lot. And she was going through chemo and she was going through all sorts of different things at the time. But I was like, listen, I got you. Like, you will not be alone in doing this. I will be by your side through all of it. Anything that seems scary, anything that's emotional that comes up, I'm there with you. You will not be alone. And she ended up coming and doing the show. She made amends with a lot of people that were a part of it and connected to it. And it was a really special experience for her. And it was special, I think, for a lot of people within the cast that had to make amends with her, that didn't go out in a great way with her, because we were kids. I was 20 years old at the point when she left the show. So it was all ego based. We had all sorts of things going on. Now we were in a place where we were adults and we all had families and we all had these lives. So you come together now under those circumstances, it's a very different experience of people. And that reboot of the show was an amazing experience for everybody, because none of those egos were involved the same way. We were in Vancouver shooting. It was like summer camp for us. We were there for 2 months shooting, and we would go and have dinners together, and our kids weren't really there with us, and our families were home and doing, being responsible and doing those things. So for us, we were in this amazing city to be able to kind of walk around with each other and experience things. And it was super fun. It was amazing.
That sounds magic and
Yeah.
necessary and a
great.
wonderful period on the
Yeah.
sentence.
It
And
was.
that's a blessing. It's a gift. You had a gift.
That is so emotional for me, that you were helping in the closure, and it was the end of her life. So to give her that, I'm sure she gave you back in spades.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's always been an unbelievable friend. Unbelievable friend. So the thought of having that experience and her not being there just didn't make any sense to me. It was like, we're either all there doing this or we don't do it. We don't do it. We did 10 years of the show. People saw it. They experienced it. Fans loved it. That we gave enough. So if we're going to do this reboot, there's got to be a reason for us personally to do this. it was a love letter and a tribute and a thing for fans of the show for sure.
And
But there
closure.
had to be
Closure.
skin in the game for us.
Yeah.
There had to be a real reason for us to go, knowing like, oh, this has been, to leave that and know that was an amazing experience for us in making it, is that's what it was for. Plus it was really cool. Like they rebuilt sets and things, and we got to see things that we hadn't seen in 25 years. And it was really, really, imagine all of a sudden walking back onto a lot, and you walk onto a sound stage, and all of the sets that you guys shot in. How long did you do Knots for?
We
14.
we
Yeah.
had a
14.
reboot also and walked into our set.
I was in the reboot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Back to the cul-de-sac. I was in that.
That's
I was
right.
there.
Oh, you were
Yeah.
not. How much money did you make?
Nothing. I did it for free, Michelle. I just wanted to see you all.
And what big paycheck are you getting for this one? No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh boy.
I
I'm
mean,
retiring off of this podcast.
but I don't know.
This
There's a
guest
truck
appearance.
that's
This
going
is
to back
it. This
into
is
your.
sending all my kids to college.
That's right. Oh, gratis from your pals, and people at Knots Landing.
Yeah.
But you know what?
The gift that
Beauty.
keeps on giving.
Yeah, that's exactly that. And
Yeah.
that our partnership, and it started as a cast and it ended up with life friends. I mean, the three of us, we've gotten closer. I mean, and
Yeah.
we're talking so often, so frequently, some business, some life, all of it.
That's
But
amazing.
it's spoonfuls of the healthy stuff. Right
And-
now,
And getting back to doing this podcast and having the reason to get in touch with you. We've talked to Tanya,
How
Claudia.
is Tanya, by the way? I haven't seen her in
We're going to
years.
have
Great.
lots of the
She's
people
great.
on. And
Is she?
it's because the audience has been asking for a reboot of Knots forever, and they never did it. They
Another
never even
one.
We
streamed
did.
it for a
Oh, a
long
reboot.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Finally,
That's-
they started streaming it and were shocked. I talked to the people from Plex, who are the first people that streamed Knots,
Yeah.
and it's an app. It's not even on the thing. But they were. I talked to them because I said, I will help you advertise it if you want. And they said, well, we're just like overwhelmed with people are watching the whole 14 seasons, one after another, after another, after another. They were blown
You know
away.
what would be really cool, I think, is to do, instead of a reboot, because reboots are tough. Like the script is tough and
I
people's
think so
schedules are
too.
tough and all that. But to do a like one episode, kind of like what Friends did, where we all come back together. We're all on a stage. We're all sitting on couches. We're all sharing these stories, and we're all with each other in the space together. And that is brought on for fans of the show. I think that would be really,
That's
that'd be
a
really
great
special. I would love
platform.
to do
That's a
that.
great one because we see
Yeah.
it together.
I'd be there in a
Share-
heartbeat.
Would you? See, I was just thinking, would I have the
Absolutely.
courage to ask you, but that is a great
And you
structure.
try and get as many people as you can that
Yeah,
did the show.
right.
Just to
And
even
The
come,
particular,
come in and do like, just come sit down for 10 minutes and
Sure.
I
you
know.
make it this really fun thing, and
It's like a class
on
reunion.
a soundstage, you build one of the most iconic sets from the show. I don't know if it was someone's house. I
My
don't know if you got.
kitchen. Our
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah,
Your kitchen.
I don't remember.
Let's get a
which-
pizza.
Like for us, it was the Peach Pit. That restaurant was that.
Yes,
Like that was the
ground-
mainstay.
ground
we were
zero.
all together in there.
Yeah.
But you do that and you make it this really kind of fun back to the show thing that can then play on the platform
No,
wherever
that's
it
a
is they're
great way.
streaming.
That's a great structure.
I
I'd be
think
there in a
that's right.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
I would
because then we
love,
share it
love,
together
love to do
again, the cast and the audience
And we're
is
not, and
taken
we're not
on
on
a trip.
Zoom. Like it's amazing that this technology exists, but it sucks at the same time.
I
Like,
think
it's
that's
not.
why we have
I want to be in a
one-
room with you guys.
We have
you know?
1,000 plus subscribers
Subscribers in 1 week.
in 1 week, and it's because of
amazing.
what you just said. They still feel us as a family, and they're drawn to it. They're drawn to
How
what
about you guys do an episode of this podcast in a room like that? Like you
To
actually
get
have
a,
cameras.
to get a kickoff. to get a
Yeah.
kick.
And
You
you
know
do
what?
like a full sit down, like hey, it's a full reunion
Yeah.
episode,
And you know
you
what people
get
really
everybody
want?
in
They
the room.
want us to go out to the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
We have said that we would do an episode from the cul-de-sac. They're fascinated with the actual cul-de-sac.
That was on a golf course.
Well, we
right?
did that. No,
No, there's
on
I know
not a
what
on
you
a
hills.
did.
plateau. No, we were up with houses in a horseshoe.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah. I don't think I ever worked
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were.
Yeah, but that is a great.
We
That
kept
was.
you
It's
indoors.
somebody's kitchen. It's either some.
there. No, there was also a golf course. I remember that, like,
Yeah.
we parked in
No,
the
there
parking
was,
lot.
but
We
that's
used
what
to park.
Right?
the trailers and the hair and makeup was often there. They
Got
had
it.
a distance
So when
away.
I did Desperate Housewives, they had Wisteria Lane, and it was on the Universal backlot. They had the
Oh,
whole
so it was
the
right
old Leave It
there.
to Beaver Street.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they redid as Wisteria
I
Lane.
mean, the Knots Landing ripoff. That's what
The
you.
Knots Landing spinoff, Mark Cherry. Don't
Yeah.
listen.
You know,
to
we love
Michelle.
Mark Cherry, and we have met with him several times. And I
Mark
will
Cherry's
say, when you
fantastic.
look at, and of course, that show was brilliant for its time too.
Oh, brilliant.
Which one now?
When you look, there's Mark
Desperate Housewives.
Cherry.
Oh,
But
oh,
at
oh,
the
yes,
same
yes.
time, you look
Yeah.
at what happened on our cul-de-sac and what happened on their cul-de-sac. And there's
Yeah.
so many similarities when you even look at the characters, right?
For sure.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I hate to bring up Nicolette Sheridan, but maybe that was Adonna, or it should say Madonna, or what the hell is. Anyway,
I'm sorry
no,
I
about my
still
dogs.
see- I
Gardeners
still
are
see
outside.
Nicolette all the time.
You do?
I see her at restaurants because we live not too far from each other. I still see
Oh,
her
really?
all the time.
where are you
And
living?
then
Yeah,
so
where are you?
when I went to do Desperate Housewives, she was already off of the show and had moved on and was doing other stuff. I'm in like Calabasas in this area.
Ah,
that's
yeah,
good.
she's with
You're
her.
out.
My
So
daughter
you're-
lives out near there.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. My daughter lives
It's
in
such a
Agora
great area.
Hills.
Oh yeah.
Where, Donna?
Agora Hills.
Agora
Yeah.
Hills.
A little
okay.
bit past Calabasas.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Horses
Yeah, like
and ranches.
Las Virgenes over
Yeah.
there.
But I think it's great to share both an audience watching and the core cast of a specific episode. That's a great, that's a really wonderful platform, I
You
think.
have good ideas, Brian.
Yeah. You ought to think about being in this business in some way.
Right.
In some
I'll
way
give it a shot.
participate.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I'll give it
funny.
a shot. I don't know if SAG is still accepting, you know.
Well,
That's,
in a
I don't know if there's
different, in a
another
different
Brian Green in
way.
there.
SAG is in a different way.
that smile of yours, Brian, just brings back such memories. I mean, look at that face is the same. It
Oh,
really
I
is.
Wait,
From,
take the
This
glasses
guy
off.
needs
There we
his
go.
own show.
from when you were a
Oh.
little boy, honestly. It's so sweet.
It's such a trip. A
I
trip.
miss you.
trip.
I love you all. You all were a massive part of my life, my
Well,
young
it was-
life, like
it
a
was
real influential part of my life.
It was grade school, I think, and then you went on to magna cum laude at the
Yeah.
university. I mean,
It was,
Yeah.
I mean, you got like Knots Landing was elementary.
yeah, but you had a
Right.
great spot. It was a great school to be going to as a
It was.
12-year-old.
Yeah.
That was a gift, and
It
and
was.
you're
You and I
you
are
are
gonna
the
have-
reward. You are the reward of that. That's great.
Yeah.
I think
And you
to
and I
be-
are going to have lunch, Brian.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to have
Are
dinner,
you in
right?
town for a while? Donna,
Yeah.
are you still
Yeah.
in the same, I don't want to say where your house is, but are you in the same house still?
No,
No.
different house.
Got it. We'll talk later about where that's located.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Love these
That's not for-
two.
That's not
Oh
for
my God.
for-
I
Yeah.
love the two of you. I love seeing the love.
absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for having
And
me.
Brian,
Well,
just love you to pieces.
I love you too.
I think
Everybody
the
does.
audience is going to love who you are today because you're very special. You were
Thank you.
then, but now we see the man, and it's so wonderful.
It is.
so happy
Yes.
upcoming marriage, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, on to
Yes.
the next.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
On to
but
the
for
next.
all of us that have
Onward and
gone-
upward.
Yeah.
We
onward
made
and
it
upward,
turn
always,
red.
always.
Look at that face.
Thank you for
Just
coming and
look
being
at
with us.
it.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.
I just want to thank Brian Austin Green for being
Oh,
here today. My son, he was fabulous. He's just a love.
oh, everybody will love him.
And we want you to listen and hear how much we love him and how much he loved being with Donna, his mom, and Karen and Val. Stay
And
tuned.
don't forget to give us a like if you can
Right.
and a subscribe.
Oh, we have many, many, many more.
We need your support.